morning, everyone. This is Anne Marie. Today is December the 27th, and this is a look at SPY. It is a Friday, and the last Friday of the year. Volume will continue to be a little bit lower than average. And let's take a look at the formations. For those of you that watch my videos routinely, you'll know that this is a very big pattern that we're looking at. We can see it very quickly on a weekly chart, so it brings it into view. Let me squeeze it in just a bit more so that you can see. This pattern begins in 2007. So it is a very large pattern, and this is a butterfly, and it's coming into a termination point. It's been sitting there for quite some time. We can see that from a closer perspective, we've been running in a bit of a channel. It's gotten a little bit wider, but this is actually the base of that channel event. This is what's drawn here. Notice the daily, we've been gapping and gapping, and so really there's a lot of momentum that is still active in there. Bodies are still getting a little bit wider. But here's the thing, we spent about a month in this formation, close to a month, and then we spent well over a month in this formation. What happens from this formation? We've got a retest. We had a retest that came 5 days later. And then we had a rotation that was about 2 weeks long, tried to get us to come in here, did not come in all the way, still range bound, however, and now pushing to the bottom of this formation that I had anticipated. And what do? Bounce from it. What's the moral of this story? The moral of the story is we've broken out into yet another range, right? This is the same formation as this one, only it's shorter now. And so we do expect that the press up will bring a pullback into this region. Let's see how many days. That was 24 days long. This one was 18 days long. And so we are looking at, this is over a month of trading days, and this is 2 days shy of a month of trading days. All that to say this, a retest is very, very likely. Notice we've been holding the 50 for quite some time. The last time we pierced the 50 was in October, and we quickly recovered. Here's another test of the 50, and so the formation is continuing to climb up. A lot of folks were calling some kind of small head and shoulders pattern. Not something that I was seeing. So what we are looking at now is a continuation of this same type of formation where we're sitting in a sideways space and then moving up or perhaps coming back down. What's the trajectory that we might be looking at? Here we are at the 50% level between the top of this formation and the bottom, and so that means if we hold the level, we will come up to the top of this proposed channel. There is a target region of 185.29 that is sitting there that might stop us from getting into that 185, 186. 185.90, 186 region. So we'll need to watch for that. But if it loses this level and begins to back down in the morning, we've got a gap to fill from a day ago. We've got another small gap to fill from 2 days before that, and that puts us at the base of the channel again, which is natural. We had a retest here, a retest here. It is very natural in a 24-day cycle for us to have a retest. Now, don't know if it's going to hold the retest because it could come in and do something like this, but notice we are still in a high momentum event. We still have expanding regions between the 50 and the 200 on the daily. If we move all the way into the hourly, this would be the last piece. We can see that we're pretty much in a linear move, right? I can draw a straight line and connect almost, I'd say probably 80% of these candlesticks I could connect with a straight line. And so that's quite linear. quite linear. And so we still have a ton of momentum. Look at it here. Absolutely a ton of it. Could we be extended from this event? Yes. And so this could move up into the base of this channel and these two collide at the same time. That's going to be an ideal bounce point. So be watching for that over the coming days. All right, we've got low volume. Look at that. Right? Relative to general movement, there is low volume here. And so we've got to be cautious thinking that this is a place that we can just buy and leave alone. And indeed, with wicks like this, it's very, very hard to buy something and have any kind of real risk defined in a stop that won't knock you out. So you got to be really careful playing around here and watch what you're doing. All right, and be prepared to get stopped out if you have size and you're trying to take something for a run and you're leaving a tight stop. Tight stops will get run very, very likely in this type of environment. All right, that's it. Pay attention, folks. We're in a really important space. This is the VWAP. Here, these are weekly pivots, and so we're between R1 and R2, also at the 50% level. The pivot formation is suggesting a press upward because we've already breached that 50% mark, but we may come back, fill the gap, and then move forward. Hard to say what's going on here. Just keep looking for higher highs and higher lows. As long as they're there, you're in good shape. Let's see if we can expand these candlesticks a little bit. Yep. And so we can see the bodies are pretty tight, but, steady as well. Opposing tails in the last 2 hours of trading. So we expect a little bit of a pullback. And then we'll see what goes from here. I'll be looking at a long off of a bounce into 183.60. If it holds, we're in great shape to the north. If it fails, we know we at least have this base and then the fill of the gap. All right, take care. Have a good day trading.